Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have the biggest list of the year with 22 properties, and tomorrow's the Milton Buyer Class. If you want to register, just go to miltonbuyerclass.com. It's funny, biggest list of the year. I have less to say about this list than I did about yesterday, and I also wanted to share with you something that I thought was pretty funny. So this, if you look at it, the shape of those gummies, here's the tag right here. So I had someone who sent this to me anonymously, so maybe they didn't like what I had to say about their home on Milton Daily Homes. Okay, let's get started. So first one up is number 3 on the list, 75 Commercial Street, $599. It's a legal non-conforming duplex. What does that mean? It means if you tried to build this today, you wouldn't do it. So this predates some of the zoning that exists currently in the area. You can see this kind of odd thing that's sticking out of the side here. Basement apartments were kind of not really regulated until probably the 70s and 80s, and then there started to be, concerns about them and more rules. And so something of this age might have been built before then. It doesn't look stupendous inside. Remember the rule I said before is that personally, if I'm going to buy this home for $600, I want to see about $3,000 worth of income. Now, is that difficult to do in this market? Absolutely. I think long term, it's the safest thing to go for. And there are places out there that will do that. They may not be in Milton or even in Ontario, but they do exist. You could buy a home in Florida for $150,000 and rent it for $1,500 a month. These opportunities do exist, and it's just because some of us are so focused on one particular area or a small geographic area that we just don't see the bigger picture. I had a friend who bought so get this, so there's a business building in the front, a couple thousand square feet, plus 3 apartments in the back, so a triplex, each renting for $400 a month. And there would be obviously some income that would come from the business building too. How much do you think that would cost? Here in Milton, probably be $1.5 million. It was $32,000 in Lakeland, Florida. So that's the kind of stuff that it's just, financing's hard in the US. But if you're buying all cash, or if you partner up with a few family members in a proper legal agreement, you each put down, on something like that, $10,000 each. But if you did $50,000 on that $150,000, put a proper partnership in place, to me it makes a lot more sense than the investment properties that I see in areas where the values have risen much higher than the rents have. Now, I think this one on Holloway at $679.9, this is 2,200 square feet. It's a semi-detached, and this stuff here, a lot of people look and go, it's vinyl siding. It's not. It's hardy board, and it's really good material. It's a great insulator. It's hail-proof. It's super durable, and it's super high quality. Now, again, cosmetically, I don't know how you feel about it, but from a building and structure standpoint, it's very, very good material. So the finishes look good. Honestly, the way semis have been going, and for the size of this one, and the fact it's a Heathwood home, they always sell for big money. I truly believe, and with this walkout down here, which I think they kind of underutilized in terms of marketing, that would have been one of the first things I put in the description. I wouldn't be surprised if this one hit 800. It could, I really believe that. So offer night on this one is, let me just check. I should have checked this before I reviewed it. It is on Tuesday, February 28th at 7 p.m. We've talked about Allen Crescent in previous episodes of Daily Homes. There's this one pocket of experimental Madame bungalows. They've built bungalows in other areas, but they've been kind of sporadic. There's probably maybe 20 or 30 other Madame built bungalows, but this street is all bungalows. And it was only one street. And so if you don't really know about it, then it's not really kind of on the radar for most people. Coscorp built some. We had some other builders that did some, but it's really not a very common thing. And then the other option is Drury Park. $825 on this one here. The one thing that a lot of these have is there's only one bedroom on the main floor, and then they build, 2 downstairs in the basement. There are 2 washrooms, and then there's a full washroom downstairs. Possession date is June 1st. And they've improved this home a lot more than most people have. A lot of these homes, remember, these were built probably 14 years ago. A lot of the homes had that kind of honey-colored cabinets, and they had, it wasn't sort of modern and fresh and up to date. This one, they put a lot of money into it. And I'm guessing they've replaced some original items that weren't there. This is a good location on the street. There are some of these that back onto James Snow. This one's further in. It also backs onto green space, and there's a walkway that goes along here. So it's got it all together. Even the hot tub pretty much looks like a maintenance-free yard, maintenance-free front too. So that's what you want, right? If you're not going to go in a condo, and you're the kind of audience who wants a bungalow, 1-story living, you want to keep things simple. Maybe you even want to go away and visit Florida for a month or 2. This home would allow that. So I like it. There's, the last ones that sold were less than this, but a different time in the market too. I think this price for what else you can buy seems pretty fair. Next one up, we had one listing, and it was an outlier because there's been 2 or 3 other sales in the mid-8s, but there was an 1835 square foot single garage that sold for $911. This one I think is going to sell for more than $9. This is a single car garage, 53 square feet or 35, something like that. Kind of backs onto the school. That's the playground at Hawthorn Village. And then you've got the yard from the neighbor's house over here. It's well finished. It's the right size. It's only an 8-foot ceiling on the main floor, but that backyard, and they've done a good job showing the backyard off and the deck, and it's really set up well. So yeah, this is a good one. I think it's got a chance on offer night, which is one of these days. I will learn to look at this before I talk about it. February 28th, same. It doesn't have a time, but it says February 28th. They're going to look at offers. So Legere Way, 860. This is a Plan 7. We talked about this floor plan a few times in Daily Homes, and I think even earlier this week. You have a family room, you have another room, so kitchen, family room. So the family room is right beside it here. And then you have another room here with a walkout, and then there's a third dining room right here. So they all kind of spoke off of the kitchen. And then you've got 4 bedrooms plus a loft area upstairs. And, it's okay inside. You've got the pond obviously in the back there. It sucks when you book a photographer and it rains that day and the skies are dark and it's, this front shot to me doesn't really do anything well. It kind of shows the front, doesn't show the garage at all. It kind of shows the pond in the back, but not really. I think you need to kind of make a decision. To me, I think you put this shot, you let people go through it. Backing onto a pond is the very first thing you see in the description, and I think you just kind of let it run like that. 860, there's a chance with a home like this, same way as if you look in the list here on Lederman, 2,300 square feet. There's a chance this one could even go for more too. So these both might have the first digit being a 9. So there we go. That's the list for today. It is Friday, which means we're, like I said, we're doing the class on Saturday. Then we're going to be back on Monday with another episode. If you want to get linked up with some daily emails of homes, instant updates about homes that only match your criteria, then let us know. We can set it up for you. It's the next step after Milton Daily Homes. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you again in a couple days.